Gotcha. There are a few things like I kind of like about the beginning of this book of this movie, how it kind of it sets up kind of how trapped the characters are. And first you're in the detention center, and you get this feeling of like there is no hope for these people. I kind of like when they do get to the house, and Matt Smith is kind of explaining all the rules. He is just like, no guests, no parties, no friends, and he says no ball games, no games, no ball. Yeah. And well, ball's the main character's name, is the guy's name.
Right.
Or it might be like pronounced a bit differently. Yeah. Like it's that, but with a bit of an accent. Like, but it's basically what he's saying of just like, you do not belong here.
You don't even exist.
You don't even exist. And there is kind of like this is temporary, and if you want to be in this country, you got to fight for it. You got to fight for it, and basically you got to be more appealing to us than the other people who are also trying to get in.
That's why I wish I just knew a little bit more about the actual situation, because I find it hard to believe, and maybe I'm wrong. Well, I don't find it hard to believe. I would like to believe that it's not that fucking fucked up for refugees.
Yeah, I don't know in London how it is. I mean, I'm sure that there's a bit of exaggeration.
Yeah.
It is a movie.
I don't know.
That's but I also don't. I'm also not sure.
Yeah. Like, is that a real serious commentary on how Britain is with refugees? I don't know.
I mean, Remy Weeks would probably know more than we would.
I would imagine.
But you get this idea of just like, this is temporary, and everyone's telling them that just like, this is bail, and he was just like, we're not going back. And Matt Smith kind of just says that line of just like, oh, that's the attitude of just like, he doesn't really believe it. I like Matt Smith's performance where he wants to help this couple out, but also like, he's seen this before and he knows like the last people didn't make it. Like, you're probably not going to make it either. And there is like the scene of when the wife comes into the room and they're supposed to like seem like they're assimilating into England, and she's like, did you tell him about the witch? And they kind of make it seem like the immigration people believe that she might like have some mental illness, like she's kind of hallucinating this. And I always thought like, well, what if there was no wish? What if she legit had a mental illness or a disability?
Good point.
And it's like, if that was the case, they have just as much of a right to seek refuge as anybody else, but they're going to be sent back because of that. What if you have a mental illness or you have a disability, and it's like, I physically cannot live off 70 pounds a week, and I physically cannot live in this space that you've provided for me. I'm going to get sent back to Sudan, to a war-torn country, because I have this disability that I have zero control over. I'm trying to assimilate. Yeah. You're making it impossible for me. You know, and it's such a like a rough situation.
Yeah.
We have just as much of a right to assimilate into this country as the next person.
Look, I mean, again, just to go off of the New York immigration thing, I mean, I've worked alongside, you know, some of people that I literally consider family, like, you know, people from the bar that are from Mexico or, you know, Ecuador, or places like that, where their family is not necessarily in this country, and, you know, the stuff that they do, how hard they work, and shit, man, they're fucking stronger than I could ever be. They're more of a fucking man than I'll ever be in my life, because I'll never know what that feeling is like. Not that I want to know what that feeling is like, but, you know, the point is, if everyone kept that in their mind more, before they, cast a judgment or, whatever, that the world would certainly be a better place for it.
Yeah. It's also just like how hypocritical it is of like you can't work or you can't supplement your income in any way. Like for the refugees in his house, and it's just like, well, how do you expect me to survive? I'm basically trapped in your country and I can't go back, but you're saying I have to live here, but I can't work. They're setting them up to an impossible situation.
That's why it's like bail.
Yeah.
Again, why do you think the recidivism rates are what they are? There's real serious. There's things that are set up that it certainly looks like it's a conspiracy to trap you.
Right. If you're someone who's released from prison and on bail, they make it almost impossible for you.